I'll be honest, my expectations for Zootopia 2 were through the roof. I absolutely adored the original Zootopia from 2016. I still remember seeing it in theaters and having an absolute blast. It was clever, funny, emotional, and instantly became one of my favorite animated movies. So when the trailers for this sequel dropped, it really felt like everything I could have hoped for. An intriguing story, a cool mystery setup, gorgeous animation, and that same energy that made the original so great. And that hype surrounding this thing was insane. This genuinely looked like the Inside Out 2 of 2025, a not long-awaited sequel dropping almost a decade after its predecessor, tackling similar big themes and basically printing money before it even released. This was projected to pull in $500 million in its opening weekend alone. That's not normal. That's almost Avengers level numbers. The fact that it even comes close to Infinity War's opening is wild. So yeah, expectations absolutely sky high. And with all that, Zootopia 2 ended up being an enjoyable sequel that honestly disappointed me. It's not bad, not by any stretch, but it's significantly weaker than the original, and I walked out feeling both entertained and kind of bummed. There's a lot to like here. The animation is absolutely phenomenal, like truly some of the best Disney has put out in years. The central case that Judy and Nick work on is actually pretty fun. A little convoluted at times, sure, but for the most part, I was into it. Nick is still one of my favorite animated characters ever. He's such an iconic, effortlessly cool character, and I loved every second of him on screen. Judy can be a bit annoying here and there, but she's still a solid character. The cast overall is just fun to watch. The new locations they explore are super creative. The music is fantastic, and honestly, the film surprised me with how emotional it got at certain moments. There are scenes that genuinely hit harder than I expected, and coming back to this world after 10 whole years felt great. Just visually and atmospherically, it's a place I've missed. But man, the disappointments hit hard. This is genuinely one of my biggest letdowns of the year, and it sucks because you can see how much work went into it. On a technical level, it's a spectacle, but something feels off. The pacing is a mess. This movie is only an hour and 40, yet somehow it feels like a 3-hour film. As much as I love being in Zootopia, the story drags in a way the original never did. There are long stretches of espionage-style scenes that reminded me of The Bad Guys 2, but without the charm or excitement. They're just kind of dull. Then there's the whole thing with Gary, the new snake character. This movie goes back to the same oppressed group narrative, but swaps it reptiles this time, making them the ostracized community and spending the entire runtime trying to prove they belong. And look, the idea isn't bad, but it's wild to me that you build a world this rich, this diverse, and still end up recycling the exact same thematic structure as the original. Makes the sequel feel small and repetitive instead of big and bold. Character-wise, a lot of them just don't feel like themselves. There are scenes where the writing straight up feels like a corporate memo listing emotional bullet points instead of real character development, and it actually annoyed me. It strips the heart of moments that should have landed harder. And then the villain. Holy hell, I hated how obvious it was. The second this dude shows up at the party, and if you saw the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is painfully clear as the antagonist. There's no subtlety, there's no suspense, there's no mystery. It's almost like the movie thinks it's being clever, but it's so transparent that you end up just waiting for the predictable reveal. For a franchise built on sharp twists and clever plotting, this felt embarrassingly weak. And honestly, this movie just isn't nearly as memorable as the original. It's enjoyable in the moment, but it's not sticking with me the way the first one did. Overall, Zootopia 2 is decent enough, fun, watchable, visually amazing, but it was a really disappointing follow-up to a film I love. B-. That's just how I felt. I really want to know what you thought of Zootopia 2. Did it live up to the insane hype for you? Or were you also a little disappointed by how it turned out? Drop your thoughts below, let me know where you stand, and tell me if you think it stacks up to the original. Thanks for watching, thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.